have a massive fragrance collection, but there's a handful of fragrances that I always reach for to go on date night. So I have my warm weather and cold weather date night fragrances. So in this video, I'm going to share with you my favorite warm weather date night fragrances. My husband, of course, I go on date nights with my husband, and he is very picky about which fragrances he loves. And there's really a handful that he absolutely loves for date night. And these are the warm weather ones. Some of them might surprise you. You know, what men like actually can be quite surprising, you know, but then you really realize, wow, you really didn't pay attention to this fragrance before. You know, sometimes I kind of overlook a fragrance and my husband smells it and he just goes nuts over it, and I'm like, wait a minute. And then I take a second look at it and realize, ooh, I've missed a lot about this fragrance. And I would say there are a few here that I feel that way about. But anyway, without further ado, let's jump in. Hi my lovely people, welcome back to another fabulous fragrance video. Like I said, in this video, I'm going to share with you my handful of tried and true date night fragrances for warm weather. Now I also have a set for cold weather, which I will do separately when that time of the year comes. But I wanted to share with you what I love to wear in the summertime, you know, in this kind of warm weather. So I actually want to start with the most unique and unsuspecting kind of fragrance that you would never guess would be a date night fragrance. But I think many of us misunderstood this fragrance, didn't quite process it, you know, with all the fragrance releases. This is not a new fragrance. So with so many niche fragrances especially being released, stuff like this just go under the radar. Without rambling any further, let me introduce to you, you are going to be shocked when I show this to you. This is Aura by Mooger. Yes, see, you are surprised. You guys, when I first got this fragrance, I didn't even get to really wear it. In fact, I bought it and I wore it just a few times. At first when I got this, I looked at it and it gave me like major nymph vibes. And it's a very green fragrance. So I kept thinking of like a dewy meadow, you know, like, so I wore this mainly like daytime. But honestly, that wasn't the right time to wear this fragrance. Yes, it gives nymph vibes, and yes, it's kind of green, but also it's a lot more than that, you guys. This has a lot of vanilla in here as well, but I'll get to that all here in a second. Let me first spray this because it's hard to smell this one off the atomizer. This is a very unique ambery floral carnal fragrance. Okay, my husband goes absolutely nuts over this fragrance, and I just couldn't understand why, you know, at first. But I mean, I have so many niche fragrances and other fragrances, right? And yeah, he loves some of my really good niche ones and all that, but this one was a surprise to me. But it was me who wasn't paying attention. This is a carnal fragrance, you guys. This has a very animal kind of vibe to it. It's very like feline carnal fragrance. In fact, on the Mooger website, okay, if you read up on that, it says that it has this like floral heart, but it has an animal heart, and then also like a very, you know, like a carnal, instinctive heart type of vibe as well. It's a vegetal and an animal fragrance. It's so weird, okay? Like it's a fusion of vegetal and animal vibes, okay, if that makes sense. It has like complex note of like fresh greens, but it has a lot of vanilla, very much like a lot of vanilla, and it's very animal. That between that vanilla sweetness, the animal vibe, you know, it really, I can see the allure of this fragrance for men, you know. It has kind of a luminous kind of orange blossom note in here. Very feminine fragrance, you guys, you know. Has a rhubarb leaf, I think, not rhubarb, but rhubarb leaf. The animal accord, the notes that give that animal accord, it's very warm. It's supposed to give the warmth of the skin and sort of a feline sensuality to this fragrance, according to Mooger website also. My husband sometimes opens up my eyes to my own fragrances that I didn't really dig deep enough into, you know. I really trust his nose because he has a very sophisticated nose, and he loves only a handful, you know, and he knows what he's talking about. He didn't know any of this, like what Mooger intended with this fragrance, with the carnal feline energy, you know, like this, you know, raw sensuality. He didn't know any of those things, but it obviously works, right? Because he's like, ooh, I like this one, you know. So yeah, now it has gone from my woodland fragrance that I wore to picnics and stuff during the day to a nighttime fragrance. I actually remember when I first, long ago, this was like years and years ago. This is a very old fragrance. I would say it was at least 10 years ago. I cannot remember when this was released. When I was in search of a new signature scent. This was before my massive collection happened. I remember going to a department store and I was sniffing fragrances and I was trying to explain to the salesperson, I want something just very sexy and very unique. And she grabbed this one. I remember she grabbed this one. She thought, this is you. This is definitely you. And, you know, I can see why she said that. But, you know, at that time, I was so hung up on my beloved signature scent that I had to move past from, you know, in search of a new one, that I wasn't very willing to be open to another signature scent. But you know what I mean? But eventually I added it to my collection and I love this. And this is actually, believe it or not, a summertime date night fragrance for me now. See, you see what I mean? Guys, another thing I want to make sure. Remember, these are my date night fragrances that I personally know work for my date, right? And these are fragrances usually I have experienced that men in general do love. But that's not to say all men are gonna love them, right? Majority of the men love these fragrances. So you have to actually find the scents that work for your own significant other, you know, who you go on dates with. But in general, these are very alluring to men. So keep that in mind. This is what works on my husband, and a lot of the times what he loves really work on men, okay? So anyway, right here, Frégrance de Bois Oud Jaune Intense. This is another one that melts my husband, you know, so much. This is absolutely heavenly. Again, you guys, I've talked about this fragrance left, right, and sideways on my scent channel. I do not need to revisit it in detail, but this is essentially the most beautiful, drop-dead gorgeous summer goddess-like fragrance to have ever existed. This smells amazing. It has a lot of vanilla, but this is mainly a very exotic floral concoction. Like it has tiare flower, ylang ylang, all those beautiful exotic tropical florals. It has a, you know, it smells very natural, but there is a synthetic note in here that I know of that is made to smell like banana leaves to add to that tropical vibe. This has loads of vanilla. It's kind of sweet floral. And of course, that crispy organic oud note that's in the base, but it doesn't smell anything like oud. Absolutely gorgeous, drop dead gorgeous goddess level fragrance, oud jaune tones. Another one that my husband absolutely falls over for is this one right here, Hibiscus Majad by Maison Crivelli. You guys, I talk so much about this on my I didn't even have to bring it that close to my nose. You can smell it right here. This is one of those absolutely projecting fragrances, yet very inoffensive. It's like one of the most unique fragrances that I ever put my nose on, okay? You have to have this in your collection. It's a must. Do you see the dent I've put into it? It's down to here, you guys. It's like half the bottle's gone already. I am not even overspraying this because this is, like I said, projects like crazy. I usually overspray, but this one I only spray 1, 2, maybe 3, and I'm done. Okay, and this projects. It's a huge compliment getter. Now here's one that men absolutely fall over for, but equally women love this too. I've gotten so many compliments from both men and women on this fragrance. Like I said, if you're wearing it when you go, it has a massive sillage, massive projection. People from one end of the room will smell it to the other end. I have so many stories about getting compliments in the waiting room when people are over there. I'm not going to get into all that. It'll be all day if I try to give you every story about every time I get a compliment on this. This is gorgeous. It's made to smell like hibiscus flower, but it's like that hibiscus nectar kind of scent. But they created it with rose and spearmint and some other, I'm sure, unrevealed notes. But that spearmint with the rose really did the trick with that bucket of vanilla that's in here and that sexy, gorgeous leather note that really made this what it is. You guys, my husband, putty on, right? Seriously, all for this one. And here's another one of his absolute favorites that never gets old for him. This is Tibet by Tiziana Terenzi. This one, you guys, is that gorgeous resort kind of fragrance, you know, like date night on an exotic tropical island resort vacation date night fragrance. Okay, this is very sweet. This also has a massive green note in the opening, but it's like, guys, green notes can be super sexy. Okay, if you didn't think so, I'm telling you, pay attention. Of course, it needs to be, you know, in a composition with other notes. This has massive sweet notes. There's like a candy note in the base. This has exotic florals, you know, tropical florals, fruity notes that are absolutely juicy and yummy. And the most unique, oh, I love this scent, fragrance note of all, warm sand note that this has. It literally smells like warm sand. So again, I keep thinking of, you know, this resort on an exotic island, which I have actually literally done. I've worn this, you know, having a romantic dinner with my husband, wearing this. I wear this to regular date nights, even if I'm not on vacation during summertime. Absolutely gorgeous. And here's one that's super, you know, well known and people love. This is La Nuit Tresor Nude. I put a pretty good dent to it considering how recently I bought this. I actually bought it at the end of winter this year, you know, beginning of this year basically, and I haven't had a chance to wear. I just started wearing and I've already worn so many times. This is one of my favorite date night fragrances now. This is amazing for, you know, it goes from day to night, but nighttime it's absolutely gorgeous for. This has a gorgeous coconut note, you guys, with a bucket of vanilla. Vanilla seems to be a note that men really respond to. Oh, this is so gorgeous. I love La Nuit Tresor, whole line for date night. You know, the other ones, the original, the a la folie, the new rose one. All of those I wear date night, usually during colder months. Now this is my warm weather nighttime date night fragrance from the line. And of course, I already told you guys how my husband loses it with this one. This is Tom Ford Electric Cherry. This is a beautiful, kind of slightly kind of fresh, sour cherry fragrance with a little bit of sweetness. I'm going to go ahead and spray this one a little bit because, oh, you guys, I don't understand people who don't get this fragrance. I can see why my husband just falls over for this. Is absolutely gorgeous. The cherry note in here is so like my mouth is watering. It's a sour cherry with a little bit of sweetness, and it has these beautiful white florals, probably citrus florals from what I can remember. It's beautifully musky, kind of a little bit effervescent almost in the opening. It has that juicy zing from the ginger note in the opening with that sour cherry. It has beautiful white florals like jasmine. It's got like amberiness a little bit about it, musks and stuff. It just is this very like, how do I put it? It's a beautiful, soft, very feminine and sexy. It's musky, so that's why the sexiness comes from with that cherry note. You guys, men love this. My husband loves it as well. And here is one of the newer additions to my collection. This is La Perla. This is Possibilities. This one is an interesting fragrance, which he loves as well. I'm going to actually spray this one as well. Oh, man, this is good too. It's a gorgeous rose fragrance, but it's a fresh, musky rose fragrance with a bit of juiciness. The opening, I think it has like a juicy blackcurrant type note, but it has several rose notes that I know for sure. Rose notes in here, and it has like Petalia or peony, something really pretty like that. Orange blossom is definitely, it's definitely prominent. You can smell the orange blossom. It actually, this fragrance has a little bit of a vibe, similar vibe to Kilian Love Don't Be Shy, the original, but or the extreme, but this is a little bit different because this has a little bit of a different dry down. This has a lot of vanilla, just like the Kilian one, but this has Akigala wood, which has a bit of a slight patchouli nuance, a little, very unnoticeable almost, and a little peppery nuance to it. It's a woody note that's really nice, okay, and interesting, with a bit of a kick, but it's really complements the rose notes and that ambergris in here with that sort of woody marine nuances that it has. Okay, you guys, I mean, men love this, okay? My husband loves this, so it's one of my date night fragrances for summertime. And of course, Kilian Love Don't Be Shy. I don't know if you can see. I've used it all the way down to here. It's gone, man. It's almost gone. And of course, I have the Extreme as well. I would actually put them both here together. But this one in particular, I like because this is really sweet, you know. Oh, that marshmallowy, honeysuckly, orange blossomy goodness. Has vanilla, you know, and has like sweetness from, I think there's literally sugar in here. It's absolutely gorgeous. Huge compliment getter, huge compliment getter every time. Men and women both alike love this fragrance. Huge date night one for me for summertime. It works really well in summertime. Another really gorgeous beauty is this gorgeous beauty. My husband loves this one. It's actually similar along the same vibes as the Fragrance du Bois Oud Jean Longtemps. This is, of course, a Michelaf Watch. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so bewitching. This is a gorgeous tropical, vanillic, floral fragrance. Very gorgeous tropical exotic florals. It's super sweet. It has like juicy, plummy, peachy kind of juicy fruity notes in the opening with like mandarin orange, which is also a very kind of syrupy, juicy citrus. Has like ylang-ylang, tuberose, jasmine, all those exotic, gorgeous tropical florals, bucket of vanilla, sexy musks. So good. Definite date night material. I have discount codes for several of these fragrances for you guys. Check down in the description box. I always list and link everything I talk about. Now, last but not least, I kept this one for last because this is super special to me. Of course, this is a very special thing for me and my husband. This is super expensive, you guys. This is not a cheap fragrance. This is actually the special edition version of the Kriegler's Pleasure Gardenia 79 perfume. So the regular bottle looks like this, you know, the usual bottle. This is a special edition. This was very expensive, more expensive than the regular version. I don't think this is available anymore. I just love this for this, like, you know, kind of the vintage bottle here with this atomizer. I'm gonna go ahead and spray a tiny tad bit. Did I spray anything here? Oh, this smells like, it really smells like gardenias plucked right from the bush, like the tree, you guys. That even like the milky sap, like a little green vibe is even there. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is actually the fragrance that Kriegler apparently created for his significant other in the, I can't remember, like 1930s, something like that. But anyway, yeah, it's a very special fragrance, super feminine, super rich, super elegant, you know, like beautiful fragrance. My husband absolutely adores this fragrance. This has gardenia, jasmine, I think a little hint of mimosa and loads of musks. It just screams elegant, sexy, feminine. Kind of a bewitching white floral, but on a very like a next level, like another level kind of level white floral that you've never smelled before. Very sophisticated. This is very special to me because my husband bought this for me. I absolutely love it. So I tend to spare this for special date nights during summertime, during warmer weather. Those are my handful of date night fragrances for warm weather. I'm very picky when it comes to date night fragrances. My husband is very picky when it comes to what smells good on me. Every time, every fragrance that he falls head over heels for has something very special about that fragrance. Like that Mooger Aura that I had never realized that they were creating it to put this like feline sexuality into that fragrance. Who realized like it's carnal vibes, you know. But anyways, yeah, you know, like that, like this electric cherry has something super like magic in it. I don't know what it is, like men love it. Hibiscus Majad, like no other. I'm still to smell a fragrance like this anywhere else. I need like 5 backups of it. If Maison Crivelli ever discontinues it, I'm going to riot. Anyway, all of them are very special. So let me know down in the comment section, what are your favorites for date nights, you know, in warm weather? You know, no, I have, like I said, I have like 500, almost 500, over 400 fragrances, you guys. But, you know, I get dressed for date night and I'm like, I look at my massive collection and I constantly only reach for these ones because I know it's gonna serve the purpose. It's gonna make my husband just be like, you know, he loves them and men love them. Okay, so yeah, I mean, mission accomplished, right? That's what you want for date night, for your significant other to smell that gorgeous, sexy fragrance. Anyway, let me know down in the comment section your favorites for date night, warm weather only for now. And let me know what you think of my choices, okay? I have a very special video coming, not this Tuesday. I have a fashion video this Tuesday. Stay tuned. It's gonna be a luxury unboxing. And then I have a very special bunch of new fragrances that I am dying to show you, that I just added to my collection, coming next Sunday. So stay tuned for that one. This Thursday, I'm gonna bring you another, I think part 2 of one of the videos you really liked. Okay, so just giving you a hint of what's coming. Let me know down in the comment section also, you guys, what type of videos would you like to see next? Let me know, because I really want, give me ideas. What do you want to see from me? Let me know. That's where that space is, right below this screen, the comment section. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe right now, because that helps me more than anything else. Of course, like this video, that helps me with the numbers. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, which I have been absent from for about a week, but I'm back on. So get on it, because I do a lot of announcements and, kind of post about my new fragrances and my new findings, essentially. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in my next video.